Okay, so we're gonna be playing Citizen Sleeper on the Xbox Game Pass. Now, I know very little about the game. I know it's good, obviously, otherwise I would not be playing it. It's got like a great story, or like some kind of android or like a cyborg on a space station or something, and you have to survive, and it's like a little bit of like a board game type deal. I don't know. We'll see. Give me a new game. Oh, okay. Choose character class. Alright, I like that. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk, transfer intercept, chance to gain cryo on interface actions. But is a horrible engineer, by the way. Work with machines and physical tools? Nah. But digital interfaces? Very good, +1 skill. Endurance, use strength or strength of will, has no willpower, only knows how to type like me. Intuit, approach problems with awareness, has no awareness, and approach problems head on, no engagement. You could also be an extractor. Okay, this looks a little burly, a little strong. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. They have good endurance, but they have bad intuit. Do I have only two? No, I have more. Okay, I can be a machinist also. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. So they cannot approach problems head on, but they can work with machines and physical tools real well. Look, they got a robot hand. Gonna be useful, right? To weld and stuff. Okay, so what do I want to be? I mean, obviously, I like the operator, right? The hacker class, good at digital interfaces. That's me. The extractor, I mean, if I want to be like a melee dude, I guess. Strength. How about I be a machinist? I'm a low down, dirty mechanic. Chance to earn random scrap item on engineer action. On cryo, sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. These guys can't recover energy at home. Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna be a damn machinist. Diligent, careful, and structured. Used in industrial resource extraction. Repairs and modifies automated systems. Nah, I mean, being a hacker sounds so much more cool though. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Sure, I'll be a machinist. Let's go. Let's fix some stuff or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Where are you? Unknown. The first thing to become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Okay, this now reminds me of Disco Elysium almost immediately. Oh, cryo is cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Data, items. Where are you? I do not know. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it feels like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body or forget that body. I can think, but I cannot feel. I cannot act. My brain is awake when my body is not awake. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present. Cold hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Okay, so now we can feel you've woken up. You resist a desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next. You can retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least, because I'm a cyborg now. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan or remember the others? So I'm some kind of cyborg. Instead of pain, I get like alert messages. Okay. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, great. But then your options were limited, and once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either the plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away into the chaos, and slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. So we ran away. Is the volume like way too loud? 1 second. Music level. Wow, okay, that's a lot better. Oh, thank God, that is insanely better. Any means possible to do that or plan something much worse. So we caused a distraction and then we ran into some kind of cargo container and then hoped that the ship left. Okay, spaceship. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you have reached any destination. Wait for the cold or try to rest. So you went into the crater and then you hibernated? I mean, you are a damn robot or something, right? As far as you know, the left feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rocks. Obviously, you are sentient. Okay, try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. But you have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. Okay, so you're a machine. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of which once you were a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold further creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its senses. Okay, it's a very loud sound. You have heat, but again you're a damn robot, so you just know there is heat. You can't actually feel the heat. Okay. There is sound. Oh, then light, white as the cold. Softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. Someone opened the damn box I was in. You are out. Okay, I guess I am out. Dagos, pragmatic salvager. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like a round deal. Alright. I am here with Dragos. Hello, Dragos, the salvager. I know you. I could have been you. Dragos, a pragmatic and a private salvager, not a pirate. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Right? So I'm cold. Obviously, I was in space in a ship. Well, falls okay. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with foggy eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, are you all thawed yet? I'll say something, almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better uh, perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Right, so frame must mean like a robot frame that my brain has been put into or whatever. So older models would get frozen because I was in sub-zero in a vacuum. That's pretty bad. Frozen to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus. Crowded. It is Dragos. Shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. Okay. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones. perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. There it is, little robot Spider-Man. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. What happened to them? Stay silent. Yeah, what happened to them? I'll be inquisitive. What happened? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software, a rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. So they took away my body, right? And my mind has just turned into software, and I'm possessing some kind of robot body. You're not alone. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded out to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not from things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Turn the volume down even more. That seems a lot better. I don't know. Maybe it's not. The things you know but not things you feel, you are no longer that person, you're an offshoot, a copy. That's a little too soft. Okay. We're gonna go back. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S and ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. Some kind of fail-safe system if the robots slaves, which I'm guessing we become slaves, if they run away, they just get destroyed. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? Okay. Can't go. Okay, so they own us and they give us some kind of supplements to keep us alive, or your robot body alive. And now we don't have them because we are on some other damn place because we ran away from our robot masters. Or human masters, whatever, whoever our masters were. Corporate masters. But for now, Sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station, you'll see soon enough. I guess it's like a circle with a big dot in the middle. It's a space station, we get it. Like a ring, a ring with a central station. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage or out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in as much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. He gave me a damn house, bro. Patiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage in the stacks. Okay. He gave me a house. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks. His drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Alright, he's cutting up ships. Tutorial Introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select location by clicking on that icon. Okay. So, yeah, like kind of like the board game, there are nodes you can go to. Okay, so like this is one of the nodes. The empty container, your home for now. Okay, because it's a big stack of containers, I see why it's called the stacks. Per cycle, dash energy, dash condition, end cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Alright, I will end the cycle. And I've gotten up again. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. 4 steel walls, container. Here you are on this ruined station millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape getting answers or building a life? I guess I'll build a life. Time to move on. Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you need to learn how to survive. That is true. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container: the Myla blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desecrated powder. Okay, so food, water, heat, and cooking. Like, it's good, it's good. He's a good guy, man. You thumb the power stud off the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin, a constellation of bright polygonal shapes like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay, so I like Mr. Scrapper then. He's helping me out. He's a nice guy. He could have just sold me or broken me up for parts or something, but no, he woke me up and helped me. Obviously, I am. Oh, what the hell is this? Tutorial: condition, action dice, and energy. Condition, that is the top one. I am flickering. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, okay, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Well, that's not good. So I still need to eat even though I'm a damn robot? Come on, man. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. The damn tablets. I don't have any damn tablets. Second are my action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. That's the board game element, I suppose. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. Because if I have more condition, I get more dice. If I have less condition, less dice. Makes sense. The worse your condition is, the fewer the dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Okay, so my condition will determine how many things I can do, I guess. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. That's this bar. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. I just ate the sachets of water thing. Drinks. I don't know, soup. Your energy depletes by two segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Wow, okay. So don't starve. If you starve, you'll start being destroyed and break down. Leave. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, I have a 6. A 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 6s, okay. Is 6 the max? Oh, I have left. Hello, Dragos, pragmatic and private salvager. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? I'm okay. Okay. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit chat too long. You well enough to work? I'm sure, man. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you will be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few sheets of commission based on what you turn up. Okay, so you got a nice worker. But still, I don't know. Is he a good guy or did he just want a free worker? What are chits? These, he pulls out a handful of small metal bars, air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you would be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are here for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. I mean, I'm happy to help. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. You need someone to cut these things up. Although you have all these drones, can't we just, make up a routine to break ships? I don't know. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Alright. Oh, here we go. We have empty container is my home for now. You aren't finished with this cycle, complete active scenes to proceed. Okay. So here we have Dragos' yard. We also have low-end gate, passage into Lowen. After some spacers cause some trouble in the low-end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. Well, I have no money, so... Dragos' yard, the decaying shipyard. Alright, let's go to the decaying shipyard. Tutorial actions, 1 or 2. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Repeatable action, hull dissection, and an engineer. Engineer gives me +1, okay, because I am an engineer. Even the rustiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. And there's also a reusable action called manual salvage, if I had endurance, which I do not. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, it's just successful. Or negative, the action fails. Alright. 1 is type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can be performed only once. Okay, one-time deals. Well, these are both repeatable. 2 is risk. What the hell is risk? Oh, it's risky. What this is safe. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe is no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky means negative outcomes means cryo or energy loss, which is not that bad. Danger means negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Okay. So you don't want to do risky things because if you fail, you lose condition. 3 is skill. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Okay. The hell is this? We have cycle clock. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or 2, things could get nasty. Back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. Okay, so I have a +1, so I can put this. Where is my... How do I see what values I need again? Put dice. So this will become a 5. And I can just put a 6 in there. This will obviously not fail. ++ back in business. Okay, to actions progress clocks. Okay, these are clocks, cycle clock. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tackling Dragon's debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks are tick themselves one each cycle, complete without player input. Okay. So I guess with the red icon means that this happens. He has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Tied up in something ugly. Means the payment of things will get nasty. Okay, so he has a debt. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. That is still going on. I have gotten 2 here. I got 15 cryo. This becomes 5 because I'm an engineer. 2 becomes 3. 6 stays 6. Okay, put a 4 in there. I don't want to do manual salvage. I want to do manual salvage. Come on. Survive, find a doctor. What the hell? Tutorial, drives and navigation. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Don't tell me I failed. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. Alright. You can track drives, and any track drives will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow button on the top left of the screen. Alright, I see. Tutorial, drive the navigation. You are now free to explore the Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover conditions. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you are out of dice. Use mouse wheel or WS to scroll around the station. Rotate view with AD. Good luck. Back in business plus and more 15 cryo. Find a doctor. Repay Dagos. Dagos pulled you out of the salvage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. Help repay. Dagos is dead. Or we can have my drive to survive. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise your escape attempt will come to a rapid end. Find a doctor. We got 30 crypto. Although we need more, don't we? Oh, here we go. Rotunda Wreck, Old Dock Terminal, Rotunda Wet Dock, Avalanche Construction Yards. Oh, we got stuff to do. Bright Market, and to the low end. If you want to go to the low end again, we need 60 CR, which we do not have. This has a clock on it, the daily clock. This has do something clock. This also is do something clock. These are just locations. Okay, we'll go here first. Shipyard. Construction yards. What do you got here? Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. Or haul materials. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking for the nearest yard hand where to take them. The only way to get to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. So I could go here and start working at the shipyard if I want to get to know people. Dock C4. Hellion Crossing. This is cycle clock. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Hellion system are rare, but those that do always return eventually. So they will come back in number of cycles. Rotunda Old Dock Terminal. Critical action. Steal dock plans. What the hell? Haven security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place and the most dangerous. -1 danger. Dock watcher. Getting to know the Rotunda doesn't mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. Or explore the Rotunda puts me on the watch list. Havenge run the Rotunda and their security watches the docks. Better to avoid attracting their attention. That is minus means bad, plus means it's good. Rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. We have dock B2 here. It takes several cycles to reach the stalwart belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, someone will come there eventually. So these are both docks. You have the bright market, bustling market. Ask for directions. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the bright market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Well, I have no courage. Local knowledge. The bright market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. And repeatable action, exploring the market. The smells, ask for directions you can do only once, but explore you can do multiple times. The smell, sounds and buzzing activity of the bright market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Okay, so we can explore and we get what? Local knowledge of the bright market. Alright. Well, how about I just walk in here and I steal the damn plans? Isn't that cool? It becomes 5. Get to know the Rotunda. It's a critical action. Do it. Positive outcome. ++ dock watcher. I am now a full dock watcher. I have stolen the dock plans. Getting to know Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit. It means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. So now I have the dock plans. Ooh. Okay, so a couple of new locations have been unlocked. We know Enkita. We know the Overlook Bar. The sealer dock. Right, market obviously is still there. Okay. Who the hell is this stranded mercenary? Hey, you wanna earn a chit? A stranded mercenary, sure. Akina stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. She's a big, strong lady. Wanna earn a chit? Sure, lady. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as everyone lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Everyone wants to make money? I mean, yeah, isn't that life? Split the plating into two bundles. She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Okay, so she's gonna give me half. Well, that's good. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and she looks you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Okay? I wouldn't think of it. Good, she pauses. Look, I'm not usually... Let's just say my temper's been a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat, you've got to earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Tips this way, and she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing you through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this for yourself, or what's all this for? You look, ships this way, said on a contrary. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing you through a small crowd of stevedores. What's all this for, lady? Oh, this, she nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another one of her looks. It's for the hamburgers, the cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She's selling the plates, okay. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She's got cut up pretty bad on our last job and I had to moor her here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind. So now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. Someone stole your ship's core? That's pretty bad. You call us a damn mercenary? For the ambigers. The cutter. Okay, so it's the cutter ship. I guess it's like a ship that cuts rocks or something. A salvager ship. Sitting silent out there. As you tail behind her, she got cut up pretty bad on our last job. And I had to moor her for a spell. Maybe it's a cutter is like a combat ship. I mean, she is a mercenary, so... Someone got in and sliced a core from her ship mind, so now she's gone dark. Okay. Right, what am I doing here? Cut up pretty bad, okay, yeah. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I had been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Okay. So I guess the ship mind is like the ship AI, someone stole the AI. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mind tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment you aren't sure if she is serious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting amber back together and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. He passes the bundle of plates through the amber grise's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. You said you're gonna pay me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here. She calls back and the lock slams shut. 2 chits. New drive discovered drive. Fix the ambergris. Akita's cutter is out of commission. Help her get it running again. Repair the ship's hull. That's over there. Okay. Do we know where a doctor is? Apparently the doctor is here. I guess if we explore the market, we'll know where to find a doctor. That makes sense. Go back to the ambergris. Oh my god, it's locked. Skill upgrade required. Interface. Akita has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, you can repair the ambergris for... They can repair the ambergris for you, or amber hull repairs. I can do it myself. Akita needs all the help she can get with the ambergris. Pockmarked with damage, the hull is a good place to start. Grounded. The ambergris is in a delicate condition. It would be too easy to push it over a cascading collapse. Ship safe. The ambergris doesn't look good, but time and attention will see it return to a functional state. So I guess if I fail actions, it will become grounded. But if I get positive actions, it will become ship safe. Interesting. What's going on at the bar? Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's not a bar. It's you can get a drink. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. It's 6 cryo. Alright, give me a second. Alright. I can buy rations. Tala keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary travelers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. I could purchase food. That's a good idea, right? Buy me some damn food. Plus energy, minus 10 cryo. Okay, so it just straight up, I can just eat it. It doesn't just give me a ration of food. I see. Okay. Well, food is good. Sealed dock. Solheim locking bay. Repeatable action. Unlock maglock. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? 2 maglocks seal the entryway to this dock. Doesn't look like anyone has been inside in years. That's another mystery. What's in there? This is the day night, like 4 days. This will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 something days. I don't know how many. There is the bright market. I don't really want to explore the market because it is risky. And the shipyard, I can start helping, but again, danger and risky. Although I am an engineer, so it will help. At the amberjack, again, it's risky, but again, I'm an engineer. Why don't we start at Dragos' yard? Why don't we start working about getting him back in business, eh? It's risky, but it becomes a 3. I could just go for manual salvage. It's just safe. That'll just help me. I can just dump it in there. Negative outcome. We got 5 cryo. So that even if it goes wrong, we still get something because it's safe. We go home and we'll sleep. End cycle. And it's over. So we lose 2 energy, 1 condition. Is that what the minuses say on that? We lost 1 condition, 2 energy. Yep, okay. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, their shifting skeletal rings surrounds you. Container 4 steel walls. Okay. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. So you're re-establishing connection with your damn body. Wow, okay. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station? No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Please observe it, do not touch it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, no see/feel the map, you see/feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It's a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow it's pulling you in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second time and you feel it waiting there. The station's played out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. So this is what I'm seeing here. Everything in like a ghostly blueprint style mode. Can I access it anytime? Oh, I lost a freaking dice, bro. That's not good. It's a dock 2 bit. This is happening. This is bad, but it is also happening. We have a 6. What if I just ask for directions, eh? It's dangerous, but the chances of something bad happening are low. Neutral outcome. We got local knowledge, but we lost 6 cryo. What the hell? Can explore, it's risky. Put a fire in there, that one is not gonna help us much. Neutral outcome, we got local knowledge, boom. So that is done. The bright market is the busiest part of the Eyes Over Rim. You can find anything and everything down here. Did I find a doctor? I did indeed find a doctor. I found Memphis, the street food vendor. Alright, so I just walked around, using all my energy for the entire day. Seems kinda crazy. Hello, Doctor Sabine. Hab block, a decaying habitation block. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerves. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will, well, be destroyed. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Now look inside. You lean against a door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctured by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. Okay. Stacks of blue containers. Okay, so there's some kind of doctor's thing set up inside the place. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives full view of the bright market sealed roof. Okay, there's a big window. Here we have a doctor in the bright market. Sabine, come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns. As they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouths as if to speak, they blink, and they quickly regain their composure. Please sit, they gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. Did they know me already? No, no way, right? Maybe they knew the previous tell or whatever that came here. Sleeper? How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. I've been here a few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. Well, I know that. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Espen Arp doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. I know that. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? The not regularly injected with stabilizer. Okay, it is familiar. Good, that may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device on your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I am sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Probably everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and Espen Arp has no reason to release stabilizer into the markets. Is there none? Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, the gang boss who owns there basically, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. Wow. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. So it's a very bad deal for her. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the starward belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. I'll just thank her, thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. So it's like a one-way type of glass, maybe? Interesting. So this is... You can't do anything there? Sourcing stabilizer. Sabine thinks they can source some stabilizer through Yatagan. It's gonna take a few cycles. Alright. It's fine. Let's go to the street food vendor then. Oh, we also have the Ort Exchange, hardware exchanger. We can play the exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Okay, I can gamble, or I can sell components. The Ort Exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down, and sell off, and you are happy to supply it. And I can become a trusted trader. There's an old ship mind fabrication stuck in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Ooh, so I can help her with her ship. Empress, street food vendor. Empress, an imposing street food vendor. Empress is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. On his other hand, idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red flecked dressing. Their smell is incredible. Oh, that's good. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I'll approach. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, wax suits unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn and you shuffle over to the front. Memphis speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. I'll thank him. Thank you. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire and your skin hardens in its glare. Right? I know you, you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Are you a sleeper? Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him, like some dream that you have once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you trail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. Slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and shuts off. The roar of the flames and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms. each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. These, right? You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, deliciously sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You will be back. Oh, it's tasty. Oh, I'm maxed. What? Get to know Emphis. Emphis loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. Eat at Emphis's stall. Can I just go back? Order fungus for 15. Emphasis spiced fungus is one of the few things potent enough to simulate your limited taste sensors. It's incredible stuff. Fungus fan. Emphasis doesn't trust people easily, but he notices the regular customers in his own quiet way. Okay. If I keep coming to eat fungus, he'll help me or whatever. Okay, so we can go back to working for Dragos, right? We have a safe thing here. It's a 1, but whatever, at least we get some money for it. And we want to get back in business, obviously. Ooh, back in business and 10 cryo. Nice. Alright, so that's my day. Can also work at the shipyard, but I don't know. Not that interested in that right now. And for now, we'll just go back to the container and end the cycle. So I lose 2 energy and condition. So condition is becoming bad. I only have 3 damn dice now. Not good. Come on, big roll, big roller. No container. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of thread across the ring through these forms, then leap off into the void. Why would you leap into the void? You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Now focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. I guess those are like people. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle, dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines. 2 threads pulling in different directions as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station into the inky black, so run away. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Okay, someone wants to hunt me down. Maybe the company I ran away from. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A spear shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you, tasting you. Why the hell is it tasting me? You open your eyes, time is short. So are these 2 threats? Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Ooh, good rolls. Got some very good rolls here. Tutorial, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful. These networks are old and strange. Click the eye button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. You can extract data. Ooh, wow, okay. Okay, I don't understand. Key node. A lot of random text. You got this key node. Data actions. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. Okay, so we don't have to just have big dice. We need to match the dice. If you have a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Okay, well this is the 2. I don't have a 2. What the hell is this? Havanch agent. We have another key node. Key node leads a 1. We have the Havanch agent leads a 2. It's all small numbers here. Solheim gate needs data. This gate constitutes a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. The 3. Another what does the key node say? This node is orbited by the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. They had something to say, each one of them. The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? Some hidden data is there. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. Wow, okay. A Havanch member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Gate consists network of systems, install. By a corporate countermeasure which is broken. Another agent, Havanch member is broadcasting on the open network, leaving him open. Another key node needs a 1. This node pulses faintly as it mines cryo at a glacial pace, abandoned by the hacker that repurposed it. Well, it must still have some cryo then. The whole point of it is to mine cryo or whatever. You can head over to the ambergris. Alternatively, we can do stuff here. 5 becomes 6. Let's start with that maybe. A debt called in. Maybe we can at least get back in business. Back in business, 15 cryo. And let's put this 4 in here. Becomes a 5. It is risky, but with a 5 neutral outcome. Back in business and 15 cryo. Well, now I am back in business. So now action is unavailable. What the hell did I get? Scrap components. Filters, sensors, capacitors, sensors. Useful to salvage to the right person. Hello, Dragos. I did work for you. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended above the dome. A new ship? They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures. Okay. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is, what is it? Looks ugly to me. Yes, she is a beauty. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. Now they're getting more customers. I'm helping him. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. The wreck of the Espen asked freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse, ready to be butchered. Or was it the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Okay, that's a reach, but sure. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Well, that's... Ooh, drive complete plus 1 upgrade point. And we got a new drive. Tutorial, character and upgrades. You have completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character on character menu via the arrow button on the top right of the screen. Oh, paid off. Cleared the debt and returned the favor for your first friend on the eye. Machinist. Oh, machinist. Sorry, not Mac. Machinist. View character. Oh my. What is this? -1. So I can make this 0 engage. Approach the problem head on. Chance to gain random scrap item or engineer item. Or use scrap components at home to repair condition. Bro, that is insanely crazy. Interface. Transfer, intercept, transfer, drain, cryo on interface actions. Endure. Photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. So I can just... And okay, so what does this do? Agent nodes, double data rewards, keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Okay, so input. Intuit, approach problem with awareness, predictive reasoning, dice actions, display potential positive negative outcomes. Okay, so I can see. And re-roll all of your dice once per cycle. That is also insanely crazy. Engage Thrill Seeker, chance to gain energy after any engage action, and Obsessive Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%, and I can just straight up get +2 if I do that. So I can lose the -1 in engage. Right, what do I need? Like, there was something I needed an upgrade for, they keep telling me. Can pay to get stuff there. Can sell, scrap the components. I don't know if we need them for anything else though. This needs keys. Buy rations or get a drink. Then we have the damage cutter. Okay, here we go. We need interface. Needs +1. We can revire them. You can repair the ambiguous. They can repair it for you. Or we can do this. Akita needs all the help she can get with the ambiguous. Pockmarked with damage hull is a good place to start. There is no time limit on this, right? Yeah. Well, Drogonus' yard does have a time limit. Let's see. Forensic Troll. Investigating the winter light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't pay, but you may find answers. Winter light. The wrecked cutter Dragos has bought in to salvage has a history to discover if you are curious. I can discover this history by doing forensic trawls. Or I guess I'll actually salvaging it. Ship breaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you are up to it. Dragos is nerve. Dragos seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve much longer, so okay, so you might just tell me go away. So let's start doing cutter salvage at least. Yard clearance ++, 16 crypto. And that's all my dice. I didn't help her at all today, but that's fine. Let's go get some food. Here you go, buddy. +++ energy, plus fungus fan. My energy nice up. Do have a point I can put it. I can put it into making engage not bad, be good at everything, or I can get like one of these 3. Energy recovery is cheap, so that's not very good. Cryo on interface actions and +1 for interface. Intuit, predictive dice actions is a potential positive negative outcomes. Or engage. What is engage? Do we have any engage actions? Interface engineer to do mechanicals. It's all mechanical stuff, so. Install the exchange. Into it we can play the exchange. That'll get us money. There's also this. Assisting shipbuilders, we can become a yard hand. Work with digital, we can just become a hacker as well, or we can bid and use scrap components at home to repair condition, which just seems like an insane thing to have. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. This would be the safe thing to do. This would be fun, so we can see the positive negative outcomes. Chance to gain cryo and interface actions, interface +1. Agent nodes give double data rewards. All cryo actions are discounted, but 20% is also really good. Obsessive haggler. This I don't really care about, though. I don't want to do this. So either one of these two or this. Potential outcomes to get better at intuiting with awareness. You know what? Give me interface. The +1 has to be bought too. Bro, that's crazy. So we need one more point if you're gonna do that. Huh. So can I now do your thing? No, we need the +1 as well. Interesting. Well, for now we'll sleep. Someone is gonna be hunting us, but what are we gonna do, right? And the cycle. Get some new dice. We're not doing as much as I would like to, but what are you gonna do? 3 dice, they are not good. Someone is tracking you, hunting you. No container. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Turn. Peng, our Heaven systems engineer. Peng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Now, who the hell is Erlin? You pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Erlin. He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Haven should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department though. I am with systems. What is systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. You want me to do some illegal hacking? I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about me sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and dark, his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Alright, so he wants me to hack stuff, I'm pretty sure. It could make sense. Medicine is coming in tomorrow. You know, with a 3, which one of these needed a 3? A lot of them needed 2. Can't just dump something else. 1. This just needs some other thing. 3, there you go. Orbiting the remains of a corporate countermeasure broken long ago by hackers. Is there anything else that needs a 3? If that was broken by hackers, then that's not going to be useful. Yatagan agent. Okay, that's new. Some gang enforcers' implants are chirping out comm signals. Time to see what they are talking about. Node pulses faintly at okay, banner. We know. Alright, let's bypass. Let's extract the data. Neural outcome 1 encrypted key. Data is now extracted. Okay. Well, with one more key, I can open up this sealed dock, right? Start the action. -1 encrypted key, but +1 to unsealing the dock. The maglock thunks open and you can remove it from the entryway. On to the next. That too. We can do some amber hull repairs. Let's start doing it and see what happens. Neutral outcome +1 to ship shape. The amber disc doesn't look good. Alright, well, so that means you can do it whenever you want. This seems like it's gonna end like at some time. That is dangerous, even though it is 4. Instead, I'll do a forensic crawl. Negative outcome plus yard clearance. Well, that's not really that negative. It still helps me somehow. Anyway, I'll 0 seconds. Okay, there you go. It auto saved. I'll see you in the next one.